The question is real. Is this my best aquarium or not? This is the third episode of the video series that we make about my contest tank. Comment below, let us know what you think. Today, we're gonna finalize it. Today, we're gonna see how this whole thing turns out. Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. My idea is to have the darker colors in the tank, so as many dark colors as possible, with the Monte Carlo and the Tripartita being the two that are a little bit lighter green, and we will use those in patches. I want to just get back to the original little bit darker color of the scape like that. I was looking at this picture that was made by Evie. Obviously she was using the plants that we talked about before. The main plant would be the Riccardia moss. And then we have patches of Fissidens moss here and there. The tree will have the Alternanthera reiniki mini. Additionally to that, we will have the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo will be probably on the top of the rocks here and there, and we will alternate Monte Carlo with Riccardia. We will have the small compact crypts that I stole from the other tank, but we also have some new crypts coming from Dennerle. Thanks Dennerle again for sponsoring us with these plants, and also thanks Aquadeco for giving us these rocks. We have some additional plants that will give some color or some detail to the scapes, and those are the Hydrocotyle species, the Tripartita and the Verticillata, and we have the Eriocaulon. How I'm going to use the foreground, because that's a very interesting solution that we're going to use. I'm having here the ADA Riccia stone, which is a very small gray stone, and it's very flat. And we're going to glue some Riccardia on it. And let me show you how this looks like. Let's go back to surprise Matyi. He glued these Riccardia patches on the stones, and I'm going to put them in the foreground without any substrate, which is going to be a very interesting style. Nobody used this before. And this is going to help us to start the whole scape exactly from the glue itself. So the height of the tank will be more accentuated. I'm using those small patches of Riccardia also in between the rocks at the steps that will lead towards the cave in the background, and also at the steps that will lead to the opening inside the tree. This will need a lot of trimming. This will be not easy to maintain, but obviously when we're talking about contest tanks, we're not talking about ease of maintenance, we're talking about performance. I'm going to use the Monte Carlo on the top of the rocks. I'm going to use Riccardia below it, and sometimes Riccardia will reach up to the top. That's the main idea. Also have to take care where the water level is. So I really want to put everything under the water level. Matyi is pushing me. We've got the Monte Carlo, and that's the next step. This is a big moment. I'm gonna start adding the Alternanthera rheinickii, the leaves. Tommy is guarding the plants in the background and he's asking Maciej, what plants did you take and where did you take them from? Because he's guarding the plants that will go out to the customers. So when you have placed an order here at Green Aqua, these will be very sacred orders and nobody can touch those plants. This tree thing, it's the best. This is an inspiration. It was a very good idea from Evie to have invented to use this red color for the leaves. We've got one more fear. We're not sure whether the Alternanthera rheinickii will survive on the wood. This is not an epiphyte plant, but let's hope that it can get enough nutrients from the water column. And if it can, then we win. If this has transformed into Sambuciphalandra reds in a couple of weeks, then it didn't work. So what we have to do now is to use these patches of Alternanthera below the tree to form this circle. Look at this root structure. We got a problem here with the Amazonia and the roots for the crypts. Pour in some Amazonia and that's gonna go over the roots and that's it. Good thing that I can steal from the other tanks. So I'm gonna take out the Eriocaulon from here. I gotta be very careful because in that tank I've seen some normal mosses and I don't want to introduce normal mosses in this tank because that's gonna go everywhere, so I gotta rinse it first. This will add a kind of a different structure. Let's continue with the crypts. I've got the little compacts here, so I'm just gonna put them in here. Anti-pirate Fontinalis. So if you're fighting the pirates, you should go for this Fontinalis. What else do we need? We need some carpeting plant to cover the whole thing, and it's not gonna be one type of plant, it's gonna be more types of plants. Okay, so after some consultation with my guys, I decided not to use the tripartita because I'm really afraid of the maintenance and I think it's gonna just run away. And I'm not gonna be able to trim it every other day. So I'm gonna use the Hottonia palustris instead. I'm gonna introduce Marsilea crenata. This will go under the tree in the shadow because we suspect that nothing else will survive there. Okay, so I think the Monte Carlo will look ace here. I will put it at the bottom of the Eriocaulon as well. I don't know what to do in the foreground here. Maybe I will try to use one more patch of Monte Carlo. I'm not sure that it's gonna survive there. Okay, so let's go with the Leucaris. But if this won't survive, then Crenata won't survive either, so whatever. Almost ready with the right side. I just have to add a little bit more Acicularis mini plants here. And we're gonna use the Verticillara, Chavi's favorite. I can see the finish line here. I've got the mini Bolbitis, the small fern here, which is gonna be a dark green but very small patch, and I can just tuck these in between the rocks. Yes, we're ready with the planting. The hard work is done, planning, hardscape planting, and now the routine work starts, and we gotta be very careful in cleaning ourselves. No, in doing the regular water changes in the first week. gonna do now is I'm gonna fill it up with water, drain it, fill it up again. So we have fresh water in it, and then I'm gonna cycle the water. So maybe I'm gonna fill it up until here, and then I'm gonna fill it up and drain it at the same time. And then after that, I'm gonna fill it up and it's gonna be ready. We'll keep you posted in the first 3 weeks and let you know what we do with it so that it doesn't get algae, and hopefully we can also shoot the first trimming, and hopefully these guys are gonna survive. So here comes the water. They just asked me whether I did this since this morning, and I told them yes, we did this since last month. This is the third day that we set up the tank now, so I'm just going to give you an update on what happened in those 3 days. We changed water twice on the first day, one time on the second day, and today, this morning, we changed it again. It was cloudy for the first 2 days. I didn't really like it. And then this cloudiness, today when I came in, boom, like this, it just went away. And the guys told me that they introduced the ADA Clear water, and I have a similar product, the Seachem Clarity, here in my hand, and both are really great products if your water is cloudy. Not because of bacteria, but because of something else, like leaching small particles from these rocks here. I don't see any plants dying. I don't see any algae. We started dosing the first from day one. I see some Alternanthera reinecke mini, which grows out from the aquarium, kind of suffering. So it's kind of adjusting to the immersed life. I'm not sure whether this is gonna survive, we're gonna see. But the rest of the plants in the tank look ace. I don't have any problems. We introduced the Twin Star in the background. I think in a couple of days, we're gonna be able to introduce the first algae-eating crew. Some of you guys have asked us what kind of technology we use behind this tank. We're using 2 solar RGB lights to have some nice reddish tint lighting above this tank that will accentuate the color of the red plants and also the rocks as well. And we're using 2 Eheim 2080 external filters, which are filled with the Seachem Matrix biological filter media, top quality. And we're also using the Seachem Purigen to have the crystal clear water effect. We're using a CO2 system below the tank and an external reactor, an Aquamedic 1000 external reactor. About the fertilizing, we're using a GHL autodoser, and we're using the ADA Brighty K and ADA Mineral, as well as the Seachem XL to have some CO2 supplement, and that's also helping us to fight the algae in the tank. And additionally, I asked Victor to provide me with some ADA iron because I would love to accentuate the red colors of the Alternanthera reinecke mini in it. Some of you guys have asked me, what is the total price of a setup like this? I'm not talking about the technology, I'm only talking about the scape itself and the plants. Obviously, as I told you before, financial issues were not considered here. Contest tanks are about performance, as I told you in the first video. And I added up 100 pots of plants, €6 per pot. This is just an approximation. 20 kilograms of rocks at, say, €5. The wood would be probably €200. The power sand at €60, 5 Amazonia, a total of €200. I think that a setup like this could be achieved at around €2,000. We are at day 10 of the setup. So let me tell you what happened until now. We stopped changing water daily and we moved to changing water every other day. The wood started to change color, which I'm really happy about. It started to darken a little bit, and also some fungus started to appear on it, which is a completely natural process with Redmoor wood. Some of the Monte Carlo that I glued to the rocks have melted, so I replaced them. I replaced about 10 pots of Monte Carlo. So let me tell you quickly what I'm gonna do during this maintenance session at the 10-day anniversary of the tank. I'm going to start trimming now because I don't really like the way that these roots are growing downwards and they're white in color. I'm going to trim the Eleucharis as well because some of it is too high. These stems on two sides, these bright stems are growing a little bit higher, so I'm going to do that as well. And I'm going to use a bucket in that, and I'm going to put a pump in the bucket. Going to pump back the water from the tank, so I'm going to cycle the water while trimming. So I'm going to get rid of every floating particle in the tank while doing this maintenance work. Already see that this is going to be a very high maintenance part of the tank, just trimming the roots every, say, week or maybe every other day. I don't know. So we've got our Japanese friend from Budapest here at Green Aqua, Kawabata-san. What do you have to tell to the Japanese viewers now?
Okay, 自分の最高の水景を IAPLC で見せつけろ!
In the next days, I'm going to introduce the algae eating crew, some Siamese algae eaters, some Otocinclus affinis, and we're going to also introduce the Amano shrimp and maybe the Cliton snails, which are the only snails that can fight the black brush algae, an algae which is present even in the best quality tanks at times. Three weeks into the tank's cycle, it looks absolutely spotless. There's no sign of algae, there's no sign of melting. Fish have been introduced, white cloud mountain minnows, beautiful little fish. This is going to be an early bird contest picture because the final image will be taken at around 3 months. Right now, I just want to show you how this tank looks like. Are you ready for it? Contest picture. Here we go. And we've got Avi Kedves, the creator of the original idea, here with us. Let's see what her reaction is to all of this.
Ooh. Oh my God. Yeah, pretty nice.
Alright guys, so this concludes our 3-video series of the contest tank. If you like the Green Aqua YouTube channel, if you didn't do so yet, please subscribe. Please smash that like button if you like this work and this video. And also please comment, let us know what you think. Until next week, bye.